Hermie, could you pass the plan, please? Hermie pushed the rolled-up piece of stained parchment across the old oak kitchen table and looked in excitement as Father slowly unrolled it. "What is it, Father?" Hermie inquired, as he sat on the three-legged stool with his comfy pink pillow on top. Father slowly rolled it open and put a heavy weight on each corner to keep it flat. He gazed down at the plan and smiled. "You know what, Hermie? I think we are going to have some fun here." "Don't keep me in suspense. I need to know what it's all about," Hermie squealed. Father put on his latest pair of glasses and then took out his little notebook. "Well, Hermie, these are my grandfather's plans for a hot air balloon." "A what?" Hermie shouted. "A hot air balloon, which is designed to take us up into the clouds and see Cornwall from high up." "How high are you considering, as you know I get a nosebleed on the stairs, and even worse, my complaint might start again if I get even higher?" "Don't worry, little chap. We will take some very special medicine to stop any height problems, or any other ailments you might have." Hermie still looked rather concerned. "Come on, let's get on with the plan, Hermie." He made a few scribbles in his notebook. It wasn't long before Hermie and Father had constructed the basket, and then started to stitch together the mesh for the balloon. "I hope you have made it nice and strong, as I don't want to fall out." "Hermie, don't worry, it'll be fine. In fact, as it's nearly finished, we need to get some gas to fill the balloon." "I know how to create gas, Father, but it's not very pleasant." Hermie sniggered. Father looked down at Hermie and frowned. "No, Hermie, that is disgusting. That is not the way we shall go, thank you." "What about a picnic?" asked Hermie. "Yes, that is a very good idea. I have a basket here. Now all we have to do is fill it with our favourite treats." "Could I have a couple of large bones, please, as I find they are rather good to munch on?" "Yes, and I should put some cheese in for me and maybe a small bottle of red." "Red what?" Hermie asked. "Red wine, of course," Father answered. "I have a lovely tablecloth and 2 plates for us, and of course a bowl for your water." "Splendid," Hermie said. "Could you put some sweeties in as well? You know I am rather partial to something sweet." "Oh, Hermie, they will get stuck in your teeth, and we don't want that, do we?" Hermie said, making out he had a sweet stuck in his teeth. "Oh, very funny, Hermie. You can be so amusing at times." Father and Hermie were in a splendid mood as Father turned on the gas to fill the balloon. Soon they were slowly rising above the trees and then over the hills. The gentle wind blew them graciously across the countryside. "Where do you suppose that is, Father?" Hermie pointed to a little village with quaint little shops, boats in the harbour, and even a choir singing on the quay next to the water. "Oh, Hermie, you silly monkey, you know perfectly well where we are. This is where you live, and the choir down there are the Polperro Fishermen's Choir." As Father said that, the choir looked up and gave Hermie a big wave. "Oh, Father, are they waving at us?" "No, I think they're flicking away flies." "Flies? Ah, that reminds me. I am feeling a little peckish, and as splendid as this is, don't you think we ought to think about dinner?" "OK, let's go a little higher and find a comfy cloud." Gradually the balloon slowly rose up, until it pushed through the lovely fluffy cloud. As the balloon rose, Hermie and Father appeared through the soft white mistiness. "Quick, throw out the anchor," Father shouted, as Hermie found a small plastic anchor and chucked it as hard as he could. It disappeared into the softness of the cloud, and the balloon came to a halt. "Well, here we are," Father said. Hermie looked around and saw a lovely soft bit of cloud that reminded him of his favourite pillow, and then settled down for lunch. Father slowly opened the basket and smiled at Hermie. "What would you like, Hermie?" He noticed a rather large tasty bone in the corner and winked at Father. "Have you got something in your eye, Hermie?" Hermie winked again and nodded at the same time. "Oh dear, have you got a problem?" "Oh, for goodness sake, Father, I'm indicating I'd rather like that tasty bone." Hermie grunted. "Oh, silly me." Father pulled out the bone and put it on the plate for Hermie. They both sat eating away, when suddenly... "What's that?" Hermie shouted, nearly choking on his bone. They both looked in amazement as another balloon floated quietly towards them. "Ahoy there!" Father shouted. Suddenly the occupants of the balloon looked over and waved. "Ho, ole!" What did they say, Father? Not quite sure, but it sounds like they're talking backwards. They both looked at each other in disbelief. "Where are they from?" Hermie asked, as the other balloon threw its anchor and attached itself to the cloud. "Good heavens, they do speak backwards, and it seems they are Hermie and Father from Mars." "What a coincidence," Hermie said. "I know, I have some medicine in the basket that does almost anything. It might reverse their language, if they drink it." Father rummaged around in the basket. "Here it is," he said, as he passed it over to them. "Try this. It may help you to speak the right way round." Quickly, they both drank a little and then spoke. "Hello, nice to team moi." "Oh, I think you may have to drink a little more," Hermie suggested. So they drank a little more and then spoke again. "How's that? Can you understand us now?" "Yes, marvellous. We can now have a proper conversation." "Are you Cornish?" Hermie asked. "Oh, don't be silly, Hermie. We've already worked out they are from Mars. They wouldn't be speaking backwards if they were Cornish." "Who are you kidding?" Hermie tittered. "Yes, we are Martians from Mars, and we are on our annual cloud skiing holiday." Hermie and Father looked rather bemused, as they had never heard of cloud skiing before. "How do you do that?" Hermie asked. "We will demonstrate," Martian Father said. He pulled out a large flat board and attached it to Martian Hermie's paws, and then another similar board to his own feet. "Here we go, then," Martian Father said, as they both sailed graciously across the cloud and into the distance. "My word, that's extraordinary!" Hermie shouted. Father strained his eyes to see where they had gone. Soon they emerged from the distant cloud and came back, waving excitedly. "Well, I say," Hermie said. "Could we have a go, please?" Hermie asked with a naughty little smile. "Of course you can," Martian Father said. He gave Father and Hermie the special skis. Soon they were ready for their adventure. "Bye-bye," they both shouted as they moved slowly across the cloud. "My goodness, isn't this fun?" Hermie said as they floated across the big fluffy cloud. Suddenly the cloud came to an end and Hermie almost fell off. Father quickly grabbed his tail and managed to pull him back onto the cloud. "Gosh, that was close," Hermie said, as he sat down for a moment to recover from his ordeal. "We had better get back or they will wonder where we've gone." Soon they arrived back where Martian Father and Martian Hermie were waiting patiently. "Was that fun?" Martian Hermie asked. "Wonderful," Hermie replied. "Maybe you'd like to share our picnic." It wasn't long before all four were munching away at various bones and cheeses. "I suppose we had better go soon," Martian Father said as he finished his glass of wine. "Well, it was very nice to meet you," Father said. They all shook hands and paws as Martian Father and Martian Hermie climbed into their basket. "Egg boog," they shouted. "I think the medicine has run out, Hermie." "Wasn't that extraordinary, Father?" Hermie said. Father packed away the picnic, and they both climbed back into the balloon basket. After unhooking the anchor, the balloon gradually drifted across the lovely blue sky. "I think we may have to return to Earth now, or Mother might start to worry." Slowly, Father let the gas out, and they started to descend. They gently landed in a field full of lambs. "Did you have a nice time?" bleated the lamb. "Yes, thank you. We have been cloud skiing." "Oh, that sounds interesting," a second lamb bleated. They left the field and soon were back with Mother, telling her all about their wonderful adventure.